Hey everyone, it's Dr. Marcus Chacos with Author Master, and today I want to share with you how you already know everything you need to know in order to write a book. Listen, I just picked off my shelf. I've got literally hundreds of chiropractic books on my shelf. This one here, really simple, Adjust Your Life, A Guide to Chiropractic, written by Justin Chase with Stephanie Foisey-Mills, who's the chiropractor. So they collaborated to write this. She used her knowledge and wisdom. He used his writing skill to bring it to fruition. But when you open up this book, it's got chapters like Knowledge and Perception, the Brain and the Nervous System 101, Understanding Vertebral Subluxation, Proprioception, Perception and Adaptation, Addressing Concerns, Sense of Direction, Healthy Lifestyle, Fuel, Oxygen, Water, Movement, Sleep, Mental Management, Common Patient Mistakes, and Special Cases, and Understanding Wellness Care, and then the Chiropractic Miracle and Decision Time, whether you're ready to commit to care, with a few appendixes at the back. I'm absolutely 100% certain that if you were to pick up this book, you would say, yeah, I know most of that. Maybe not all of that, but certainly most of that. That's because you already know enough to write a book. This, how many pages? What have we got there? 123 pages. Do you realize that is about 3 hours worth of talking? Now, let's sit there and, let's sit here and have a conversation with you about what 3 hours actually looks like. In your initial consultation, you take a history, you sit down and you gather information. Then you ask a host of questions. Then you might do an X-ray and do an X-ray report of findings, and then maybe, again, 10-20 minutes of content and education information that you're sharing at that point in time. Then you're delivering your recommendations, your report of findings or your care plan delivery, and you may speak again for 10 or 20 minutes during that period of time. Then you're explaining certain principles of chiropractic, you're explaining and educating your patient along the journey, hundreds of visits, what it is that chiropractic is, how chiropractic works, why it's relevant, why it's valuable, the impact that it's having. And that's before you go into your deep knowledge and understanding of the physical body, the brain, the neuroscience of chiropractic, the principles and philosophy of chiropractic, how the body works, its physiology. You could talk for hours upon hours upon hours. And to put that in context, I've got this great, one of my favorite posters here. If you looked at that poster, would you be able to do a 20-30 minute seminar on that, explaining how chiropractic works, how the nervous system works, and educating a patient or a community, or doing a lay lecture? Have you got a Better Results Faster workshop? Have you got a lay lecture that you deliver? And is that 30 minutes of content? Could you do a couple of different ones on the 3 T's? Could you do one on traumas, on the physical well-being and health of a patient? Could you do one on the physiology of biochemistry or diet and nutrition, the chemical toxins that are influencing a person's health and well-being? Then could you do a third lay lecture on mental health, how stress impacts the body? And if you have said yes to any of these questions, which I'm absolutely confident you have, you've written a book, because everything you would share in your communication and education and conversations with your patients is what they need to hear. Have you ever had this experience where somebody comes into you and says, oh my gosh, this makes sense now? All the time. Have you ever had the conversation where somebody says, why hasn't anyone ever told me this before? All the time. That's the message people need to hear. That's the information and education you have. And that's the content that goes into your book that when you provide and then people read, adds value to their life, impacts them immeasurably, and allows you to share the powerful, compelling message, the best-kept secret in the world, by writing a book and getting it out there into the marketplace. So, you already know enough to write a book. You already have the education necessary to deliver the inspiration, education, aspiration, and transformational elements that a person, when they read, is going to be moved by the very reading of that book. So, what's stopping you? Maybe you need some help. Maybe you need somebody to drag that information out of you, to support you and encourage you and motivate you, to give you direction and milestones. Maybe it's just time that you realize that you need to write this book, you've got a message to share, and you want to do that, and you're going to start after watching this video. So ultimately, you know enough. I know that you're an expert. You know so much, and that message needs to get out there. So let's write the book. If you need help, contact me, reach out. I'm there to support you. Whatever decision you make, I hope it's to write a book though, because the world needs you, your message, your community needs to know more about what you do, because they are suffering needlessly, and your book may just fall into their hands at the right moment and in the right time to change their life.